like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Diorpop. There was a time when the members of BTS mentioned in their GQ interview that it would feel a little strange to watch each other's live broadcasts. It sounded logical, professional, even healthy. In an industry built on tight schedules, relentless public scrutiny, and carefully maintained boundaries, protecting personal space makes perfect sense. But then, one night quietly rewrote that narrative. For more than 90 minutes, Jungkook stayed on a live broadcast simply to watch a video of Jimin. He didn't drop in for a few seconds. He didn't offer a polite greeting and leave. He stayed. He watched attentively. He smiled softly. And when asked why, he answered with disarming honesty. He missed him. In an environment where every movement can be dissected and every word strategically measured, a moment like that feels almost too simple to be manufactured. There was no stage, no dramatic music, no script. Just someone choosing to remain present because his heart leaned that way. And that is precisely why it felt powerful. Yet somehow, when it comes to Jimin and Jungkook, simplicity is never allowed to stay simple. Their closeness is constantly questioned. Their gestures are filtered through suspicion, while interactions with other members are often labeled natural or brotherly. Moments between them are frequently reduced to fan service. Why does the standard shift? The answer rarely lies in neutral observation. More often, it lies in narratives people are determined to protect. This pattern becomes especially obvious whenever Jungkook's name is pulled into dating rumors. The internet reacts instantly. Threads multiply. Assumptions grow legs. Overlapping schedules become evidence. Silence becomes confirmation. One of the loudest narratives attempted to romantically link Jungkook with Winter, spinning an elaborate storyline centered around Japan, dramatically described as a secret country of love. Words like hidden getaway and private honeymoon floated across social media, built entirely on flight dates and coincidence. If we pause and read those stories calmly, they sound less like verified information and more like chapters from a novel. What's fascinating is how familiar the storytelling structure feels. The same emotional language, the same dramatic framing, except when applied to Jimin and Jungkook, it's dismissed as delusion. When applied elsewhere, it's treated as plausible. So let's separate fiction from documented reality. When discussing Jimin and Jungkook in Japan, we are not relying on anonymous airport sightings or speculative timelines. We are referring to something they personally shared, G.C.F. in Tokyo. That project wasn't just a casual upload. Jungkook filmed it himself. He edited it. He chose the music. He selected the pacing. And at the center of the entire narrative stood Jimin. The camera lingered on him with softness. Moments of laughter were preserved instead of trimmed away. The rhythm of the editing felt warm, intimate, unhurried. It didn't feel like a travel vlog designed for performance metrics. It felt like a memory carefully curated by someone who wanted to capture how he saw another person. Japan may indeed hold meaning for them, but meaning documented and willingly shared is fundamentally different from rumor constructed in the dark. Later, when the winter speculation intensified, official information clarified that Jungkook's trip to Japan was tied to professional commitments as a global ambassador for the Swiss luxury watch brand Hublot. The schedule involved formal events, production teams, and company-backed documentation. In Tokyo, he was also seen at Chrome Hearts, a well-known fashion presence in the city and a normal stop for an artist engaged in fashion-related activities. Once facts surfaced, the dramatic narrative slowly collapsed. Because the truth, more often than not, is quieter than the theory. And when the noise fades, what remains? Consistency. Observe Jungkook over the years. Notice who he instinctively looks for in crowded rooms. Pay attention to where his shoulders relax most visibly. Around Jimin, his laughter spills more freely. His gestures soften. His expressions lose their guarded edges. This was especially evident in their travel reality program, Are You Sure? Viewers witnessed a version of Jungkook that felt unusually unfiltered, playful, teasing, occasionally clingy, comfortably vulnerable. That side appeared most naturally when he was beside Jimin. Body language is notoriously difficult to choreograph over long periods of time. A glance that lingers half a second too long. A subconscious lean closer. A reflexive touch offered without hesitation. These signals speak a language older and more honest than public statements. Since their trainee days, they have grown side by side. They endured criticism, exhaustion, and uncertainty together. They stepped onto small stages long before stadium lights illuminated their names. From cramped practice rooms to arenas glowing with thousands of light sticks, they witnessed each other's transformation. Bonds forged in that kind of shared pressure do not evaporate easily. Over time, their dynamic appears calmer, less loud, more grounded. Before concerts, when adrenaline surges and tension peaks, small interactions become visible to those who look closely. A reassuring glance, a quiet touch on the shoulder, a shared smile that steadies nerves. In an industry that demands perfection, having someone who feels like home can anchor everything. And maybe that is the simplest explanation of all. Jungkook stayed on that live because he missed Jimin. Not because of branding. Not because of calculated marketing. Not because of a storyline. He stayed because he wanted to. True connections are rarely built on grand declarations. They are built on repetition, choosing the same presence over and over again. Choosing to remain. Choosing to look. Choosing to care. From trainee years to global superstardom with BTS, from the quiet intimacy of G.C.F. in Tokyo to the relaxed atmosphere of Are You Sure? One pattern remains steady. When Jungkook stands beside Jimin, there is a calmness that feels unforced. Perhaps that is why the Jikook phenomenon continues to transcend language, borders, and cultural context. Because what people recognize is not spectacle, but familiarity. Not performance, but trust. In the end, maybe the confession that I miss him was never meant to destroy theories. It simply revealed something so human that it didn't need defense. Now it's your turn. Is it coincidence? Or is it consistency too visible to ignore? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next deep dive here on Diorpop. See you in the next video.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun.